Hello world, hello YouTube land, how's it going? On Friday morning, I watched a couple of YouTube videos from my favourite comic book guys, Diversity in Comics and Captain Cummins. And they were talking about a book called Mr. Miracle. And I thought, Mr. Miracle, I saw that in the comic book shop a couple of days ago. It was by Tom King. And I didn't pick up a copy because I've been burned by Tom King in his Batman Joker Riddler series, where he's turning the Riddler into a serial killer, and it just seems, I don't know, unnecessarily bleak, and there's no light in that comic book, and I just didn't get any enjoyment out of it. So when I saw the name Tom King on Mr. Miracle, I thought, I don't want to get another depressing comic book, you know. So I'll skip on this one. Little did I know that this Mr. Miracle has become a massive big deal. And I thought, oh crap, I need to read this comic book now, but I'm not going to be able to get a copy. So I went on the internet, and it's not available on eBay in the UK. I can get a copy from America, but then it's going to cost 15 quid for the book, 15 quid postage and packaging. All the comic book websites in the UK, it's sold out. So, oh God, damn it, I've done it again. The one comic book that everyone's talking about, that everyone says is, you know, best thing since Watchmen or whatever. I had it in my hands in the comic book shop, and I didn't purchase it. So I phoned up my comic book shop and said, hi guys, it's Mark here. I don't suppose you got a copy of Mr. Miracle, have you? And their response was, yeah, sure, we got loads. We got, you know, a shelf full. What? Okay, can you keep me a copy behind the counter then? I'll be there in an hour. And they said, yeah, sure. They were completely oblivious. They didn't know that people were talking about the comic book. My comic book guys, the guys in my comic book store are big comic book fans, but they don't go onto YouTube, and they don't really know what people are talking about, and you know, they certainly wouldn't be watching Diversity in Comics and Captain Cummins anyway. So they didn't know that people were talking about Mr. Miracle. So I went to the shop and I picked up my comics, which they kept behind the counter for me, as they said, and I got it for the regular price. Here's the original cover, and I got the alternative cover as well. And I actually looked on the shelves to see how many more of these were left, and there was just one copy left, this one, on the shelves. They probably realised by now that Mr. Miracle is quite a big deal. Okay, so it's a big deal. Everyone's talking about Mr. Miracle. But is it any good? Well, I read it in the town centre shortly after buying the book, and a couple of pages in, I thought, yeah, this is excellent. Is this really the same Tom King that I was reading in the Batman, messing around with the Riddler, turning into a creepy serial killer from the early 2000s? The entire book, man, it's awesome. Is an escape artist, without, you know, showing you every panel like Diversity in Comics does. I'll just quickly explain the story if you haven't got the book. And if you haven't got the book, then hunt it down, man. Hunt it down. There's a guy called Mr. Miracle. And his big deal is he's an escape artist. And he's thinking to himself, you know, what can't I escape from? What doesn't anyone escape from? And of course, no one escapes from death. So in a brutal opening, which is, I guess this is Tom King, he slits his wrists and just sees if he can escape from death. And the rest of the book, with this repeated panel of Darkseid is hinting really that the escape artist Mr. Miracle hasn't really escaped death at all. Because Darkseid, you know, the blackness around there, Darkseid is death. I suspect that's what this Darkseid is all about. And this panel here, this page here, with the dialogue, Darkseid, the anti-life equation, he's saying. Darkseid has finally done it. Darkseid will be able to change reality, to change men's minds. And I think that Death has been able to do this because old Mr. Miracle has opened a portal for him. It's opened a portal for reality. Here we go. Darkseid is. Darkseid's death. Opening the portal for death itself to start messing with reality. And the end of the book here, we got the character of Mr. Miracle going through a portal there, really. And the last panel says, Darkseid awaits. And I'm just assuming that Darkseid is death, so death awaits. I'm thinking that the entire book, issue number 1 here, was Mr. Miracle in a holding room, a waiting room, a room that you go into before you go into, you know, death. So he's in purgatory, really. That's how I read issue number 1. That this Mr. Miracle is in purgatory, and the next book will be Mr. Miracle versus death itself. Can he actually escape from death? That's a good idea, isn't it? Do you not think? An escape artist, seeing if he can escape death, and the first issue with him being in purgatory and being a bit confused, and reality is a bit warped because this isn't the real world anymore. You've really done it, Mr. Miracle. You've killed yourself, and now we're going to see if you can escape from this. But in killing himself, he's causing problems for the entire comic book universe here, because the rules have kind of been changed, really, and almost the constraints that have held Death or Darkseid back have now been taken off, and I think things are going to get very exciting indeed. That's how I read the comic book anyway. But, I'm sure people have got different takes on it. It's just an excellent comic book. It's completely free of leftism and identity politics. It's old school cool, and it just makes you think, and it makes you think, more importantly, why aren't all comic books like that? And that's what, you know, all really good comic books should be doing. If you finish a comic book and you're the first thought that goes through your mind is, why can't all comic books be like this? Then you know that you're reading something that's really, really good. And so there we go. Mr. Miracle, a really, really good comic book. 10 out of 10. Tom King. Well, nice job, mate. Okay, I'll end my video there. Thanks for checking me out. And if you haven't already picked up a copy of Mr. Miracle, see if you can get as lucky as I did. And maybe go to your local comic book shop and see if they've got any still on the shelf and pick them up. Okay. Let me know what you think if you read Mr. Miracle. How did you interpret it? Am I close? Thanks for checking me out. Don't obey the silly hat, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye.